We are 1 week from departure, and I've found another MOT issue. My bonnet pins have arrived, so I'm going to fit those at some point, but lighting is more of an issue at the moment. We have no brake lights, so let's see what could be going wrong there. Hubnut, sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Right, here is the brake light switch up here, which is operated when the pedal moves away, the contacts open up in the pedal, or touch even. So the switch closed prevents the electricity, moves away, should allow the electricity through. Doesn't seem to be happening. So I think the first thing to do is probably just to bypass the switch entirely, because I think if we stick these two contacts together, we should get brake lights going on. So let's see if that works. Now all we need to do is make them work with the switch. So I've got the brake switch apart to try and work out how it works, and I think I've sussed it out. But as you release the pedal, these contacts get pulled out to contact the outer contacts and complete the circuit. So when the pedal is lifted off the switch by you braking, it makes the contact, the brake lights come on. Nice and simple. Tuk actually uses a hydraulic switch which is on the brake line, and it detects when there's pressure and puts the brake lights on as a result. That's the first time I've seen that, but this is a bit more conventional. But you can see the contacts are very mucky. I think they could probably do with being bent out a bit more to make a better contact. No idea what this little bit of plastic is. I'm going to hope that isn't important. But yeah, I'll clean everything up and we'll see if we can get this switch working, because the alternative is I have to find another switch, and yeah, joys of living in the middle of nowhere. That might not happen quickly. Another distraction is from this very magazine. This is the final issue of Retro Japanese magazine, and I think it's going to be an absolute corker. I've now done 15. This is my 15th issue of Retro Japanese, including one special edition, and yeah, it's been quite the adventure. But yeah, look, it's me and a remarkable Toyota Celica RA25. Mark 1, because we did a buyer's guide in this one, and this is all the stuff we've got in there. There's lots of goodness everywhere. Have you even heard of Ota? They made a light car in Japan. There's the 323 on its track day at Silverstone. There's me driving a Datsun Cherry, because we talk about Datsun. Yeah, all good times. I think this is going to be a very good magazine, and there's a bit of retro cars magic, but yeah, I'm not going to give too much away. You need to go and buy this because it's going to be good. But if I skip, I can't even remember where I'm skipping to. I think I'm trying to skip to the R Classics pages, because frankly, when I'm reading a magazine, it's the first pages I go to. Look, we've got mirror and micro brochures. That's all good. I love being able to do a magazine like this. Events. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Look at these lovely shots by Chris Frozin of me chucking the Mazda around the track at Silverstone. If you haven't seen the video of that day, go and do it, because it was as much fun as it looked. So yeah, go and check that out. And yeah, Toyota Coronas, always awesome. But yeah, that was Retro Japanese. That's 3 years of my life spent editing that magazine. It's been truly joyous. So yeah, I'm not doing it anymore, so go and check this one out. It is the very last issue of Retro Japanese for now. Maybe the publisher can be convinced to do it again. They should do, because yeah, I love that title. I love the Japanese scene. It's been brilliant, none of which gets me any nearer having a working pair of brake lights. I did buy a glass fibre pen, and it would be really good to know where that is about now. Magic, I found it. So there it is. You can see the glassy fibres sticking at the end. That is a glass fibre pen, and you use these for cleaning up contacts. You can use them for rubbing down. If you've got stone chips with just a little bit of rust, a glass fibre pen can be good for rubbing away that little bit of rust without obviously damaging the paint any more than you want to. I'm hoping I can clean these brass contacts up with it. But yeah, the demise of Retro Japanese means I am now officially a full-time YouTuber. That's quite scary. But yeah, I'm going to do this. Woohoo! More goodies have arrived. Postman has just been. What's the best way of getting in here, do you think? Yeah, oh yeah. There we go. Oh, that's a Ziploc bag. That could be useful. Oh, it's nice to have a reusable bag, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. That's a fog light. Beautiful. Slightly shiny, gone for a bit of bling on my Fox. That's good. We'll get that fitted. That's needed for the MOT because she's built after April 1980. And in here should be an indicator stalk, I think. Oh, look at that, a proper unboxing video. Yeah, just drop that in the back there. I can see Luca's box. That's all very exciting. Just making sure you don't get any of the paperwork. But there we go. Oh, just dropped my brake light switch on the floor. That's always useful. Tiny, tiny bits. There we go. And then this should be a stalk that matches the wiper stalk, so a bit squarer in design than what was there. Wow. This is too nice. I can't fit this. I mean, look, it's immaculate. Wow. But yeah, and the wiring plug that will match the old wiring. Perfect. Oh, can't wait to get that fitted. But I'm in the middle of brakes, so there's a bit of comparison. Here are the two pieces I've done so far, and or rather one I've done and one I haven't. You can see one's covered in verdigris and ick, so we'll give that one a go now. Looking at a gentle rub with the glass fibre pen. See if I can work out how this switch goes back together again. And that goes on there. I'll get this right in a minute. They go like that. There we go. Like so. Should be a spring in there. Oh, this is a right fiddly little job. Still. Pleasant bird song in the background. Ah! Idiot. There we go. And the thingy. No. Third hand would be really useful about now. Let's try this another way. Let's get that started in there. There we go. Bit of pressure. Oh, not quite. I've got to get these little tags to line up with those holes. Oh, there we go. And now the switch is locked tight. Okay, it's time to take this apart again and work out what I've just done wrong, because that is not working. Torn it, and that's just snapped off. So all that was in vain. I do need a new brake light switch. Bum hats. Time to do some cross-referencing and see if I can find someone in Aberystwyth who might have one for sale. Aha! I have a 2CV brake light switch here. Maybe that'll work. It looks pretty similar. So I'm going to give it a go. Oh, that seems to work. Alright then, this is rather exciting times. Let's get the steering wheel straight because that gives a better view of what's going on. But look at my lovely shiny stalk. It's too shiny really. Let's put the ignition on and there we go. We can see the left hand indicator working. Right hand indicator working. Main beam flasher Oh yeah, one headlamp's not fitted, so that's good. Put the lights on, main beam, and the main beam warning light. There we go. Oh. I like how there's a delay before the indicator actually kicks in. Parfait. There we go. I'm declaring lights MOT ready. Although the side light circuit keeps dropping out because of a dodgy fuse connection, I think. But you know, even the number plate light is working, so that's good. I probably should reattach the number plate at some point. Maybe I'll do that after tea. Sorry there wasn't better footage of it, but I've painted the back body with satin paint. I'm quite liking that. I like the fact my white hub nut sticker matches perfectly. That's great. I'm using this satin black paint, which is actually designed for exterior use. Bit of a novelty, having to use actual white spirits to clean the brushes. That's how proper this paint is. And it will dry to, well, you can see it's starting to go off. It's starting to go for that satin finish as it dries out. Good times. Hopefully I can get the roof back on tomorrow. That'll transform the feel of the old girl. We have bonnet pins. Ignore the mess, that's because I was testing the screen wash yesterday and it blew a load of crud out of the pipes, so I need to wash up. So yeah, I got both the pins in. And I've got the lock pins in place on the bonnet. Oh dear, I'm going to have to do some touching up from the damage of it falling off the other day. The question is, have I put these in the right place? Right, place your bets, people, place your bets. That one's in the right place. Yay! I might need to adjust the height of my pins a bit, but that one's on. There we go. Yeah, definitely need to lower the pins a bit. Success! I actually did a thing, and the thing is not too bad. Ah, brilliant. I thought I'd just start getting the vacuum pipe attached from the carburetor to the distributor. Sorry, that's the distributor, carburetor up this end. Here is my pipe. There is nowhere for it to attach to the carburetor. Just been having a dig down the back because that's where it should attach, and the port is blanked off. So that's a bit of a blow. Wasn't expecting that. I guess I'll have to block off the distributor and just live with no vacuum advance. What the vacuum advance does is when you're on light throttle, it really advances the ignition timing by, by 30 or 40 degrees, which makes it very economical. But you can't run that advanced when your foot's down, so when you give it the beans, there's no engine vacuum, which is why cars with vacuum wipers have slow wipers when you're going uphill. And so the ignition timing is retarded back to a more sensible position. I know this because I watched Finnegan's Garage the other day, where he was playing around with his big old car transporter. So yeah, that's a bit interesting and also a bit disappointing. I've also finally put on a bit of petrol pipe from the fuel overflow, just to direct fuel away from the hot engine should it overflow. Because of course the pump is always pumping, but the carburetor is not always wanting lots of fuel, and it's one reason you have a float, is to try and balance that out. But in some situations, like you're going downhill, perhaps the engine's going quite fast, so the pump's pumping quite a lot, but you're not actually using any fuel. So on a fuel injection car, the return would go all the way back to the tank. On this, it just dribbles down the side. 2CVs similarly have a hole in the manifold, which allows excess fuel out, which can alarm people. But yeah, certainly you should never plug that hole up. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Next stage is probably going to be to get the back body on, so I can get this thing out the garage again. There we go. Hardtop is back on. Starting to look like a finished car. I'm going to attach some mirrors next, I think, because reversing with this hardtop on is otherwise impossible. Well, here we go. The transformation is complete. And from this distance, she looks absolutely marvellous. I mean, if you get up close, the paintwork is terrible. But I don't care, I managed to get it done. I didn't think I'd get it done at all. The exhaust is now not clanking because I found an exhaust clamp hanging off it that I didn't know was there. So I've removed that. She's running nicely, all the induction system is in place. She is pretty much good to go. Today is Sunday, the MOT is booked for tomorrow, Monday. Yesterday we got the bonnet fitted, the hardtop back on, and yeah, fussed around with various little trinkets. Today I'm just going to have a quick explore of the brakes because well, I'm pretty confident they're all working. I don't think it hurts to just go around them and have a bit of a closer look. One of the rear brake pipes was looking a bit crusty, but I've given it a good rub down and there's no sign of leakage, so hopefully that'll be good enough. But yeah, we shall crack on. Just before I do, there's just time to mention Hubnut polo shirts. They are now in stock. They're quite smart, I think. So if you'd like a Hubnut polo shirt, they're £15, and like all the merchandise are available via hubnut.org. Go and take a look. And if you want stuff for Bromley Pageant, if you're quick, you can get in and order it, but we're closing that on Wednesday, so you haven't got long. Right, let's get a wheel off. Before we do any jacking, and amusingly this was a question on my driving test back in 1995, we loosened the wheel nuts, and I am reminded that the Fox uses 11/16 as a socket size, just to be irritating, not the usual 17 or 19mm, and typically the one I've got is the wrong size. Fortunately, someone very kindly donated some Imperial sockets to me a while ago. I'm really struggling to remember too. I'm rubbish with names, sorry. I wonder if it was Neil up in Scotland. Anyway, he's certainly sent me lots of stuff, including a dead blow mallet. That's been really helpful, so thank you, Neil. Yes, I have various Imperial implements for which I can loosen my nuts. Now, one thing I'll say, I'm not using the free roaming microphone. That's a decision I've made because I quite like the vloggy, instantaneous nature of using the phone to record what's going on. So the sound won't always be perfect. I'm going to save the posh kit for the posh reviews like on the Marina. Right, time to do some jacking. Always use axle stands. And I personally like to leave the jack under there as well. I don't think you can ever be too careful when it comes to working under a car. I mean, I'm not planning on lying underneath it. That's not necessary. But let's get the wheel off and have a look. Right. Off the wheel. These tyres are not pretty. See a crack right down the tread there. Let's find out how old they are. So they're 9-year-old tyres. It's not the oldest, but yeah, I think I might be wanting to replace those before too long. So here we go. We're in and we can see there's a straight section of brake pipe again. I might just clean up and grease that, just put some protection on it. Oh yeah, all sorts of mud and muck under here. but I don't think there's any play here. No, it all feels nice and tight. Oh, maybe a bit in that direction, but we'll back the adjuster off. So I'll find the adjuster, and there it is. Yeah, there's the adjuster on the back, and get the drum off just to have a peek at what's underneath. I had to upgrade hammers to this rather manky one that came with the Mazda, but we are in, and yeah, wheel cylinder seems a little damp perhaps, but good bit of pads, good shoe material rather. No significant lip on the drums. We're not going to breathe any dust in. Shouldn't be asbestos, but you never quite know with old cars. Chances are she's had a few sets of shoes in her time. So I think we'll just get some brake cleaner on and call that good, and then we'll adjust it up, and that'll be job done. Now I was told that the grease nipples actually have, well sorry, the ball joints actually have grease nipples, but I can't see any evidence of that myself. The front passenger side tyre, and it's ancient and cracking very badly on the sidewall. As you can see there, I was amazed it's holding air. Frankly, it is a tubeless tyre, but the date code, I think that's the 51st week of 1986. Sorry, 1985. On a free tyre date code, they put a triangle in if it was 95. So yeah, I think that's right from the end of 1985. You can tell it's old because it's actually made in Italy. I'm sure Firestones are made in China like everything else these days. So frankly, I'm not happy to put that back on the car. So let's go and have a look at the spare. Yeah, that looks a bit more modern. Let's have that out and have a look at it. It's got bits of old hinge on it. A handy little viewing platform here, made in Poland, and it is a diadem tyre. Doesn't seem to be holding air at the moment, but I can't say I've ever tried inflating it. Let's see if we can find a date code on this one. Oh, there we go. 10th week of 2008. So that's at least more recent. So I think I'm going to try putting some air in that one. I was thinking of replacing this crusty wheel with that one, but actually that tyre's maybe not so bad. I think that's going to do then. I've been through the brakes, they all seem fine. I've adjusted them up so they're bob on. Slight bit of play down here in the right, very slight, and I can't even see where it is. So we'll see how that goes. But the lights all work. The headlamp reflectors aren't brilliant, but I'm hoping they'll make a decent enough pattern that it will pass the MOT. But otherwise, that's it. All I can do now is wait. Here we go then. Come on, Foxanne. Blinking into the light. And yeah, I need to reveal a major change, so let's change camera. It seems my new bonnet system rattles a little, but yeah, I got creative with a spray paint. It's a very hasty job, but yeah, I quite like it. And yes, I did it on both sides. I like that very much. Right, it's raining. Perfect. Just what you want in a car that has paint but isn't waterproof. Might need to invest in a wiper blade, I think. But that's alright, they sell wiper blades. Or maybe the Matiz one will fit. Let's give that a try. No, the Matiz wiper blades aren't quite the right size, so I shall I'll have to put up with this one until I get there, and then I'll buy a new wiper blade. This one's slightly too big anyway, I think. First time in third. Quite noisy. Some soundproofing in the back might be in order. But here we go, we are driving in Foxanne. Try off the choke again now, a bit further. Fuel gauge is not encouraging. I did put 5 litres in last night, but here comes the national speed limit. Allegedly 40 miles an hour. I'm not going to go crazy though. She is very much settling in with her first drive out on the roads. So she's now insured, but she's not taxed, but I can legally drive her to an MOT. Oh, and now it's chucking it down with rain. I'm driving her after so long. The ride's a bit bouncy. We got coil spring with double wishbones up front. Good old leaf spring at the back, just like a Marina. So I imagine the back end can be provoked out quite easily, really. Yeah, I don't believe the fuel gauge at all. The temperature gauge has crept up to it's getting on for halfway. Using the mist function on my wipers, the driver's wiper is trying to go off the side of the windscreen. It's fine. Ooh, big gap between second and third. Second's a very low gear and third's actually quite tall. Right, let's go and see how she does. Haha! I have in my hand an MOT pass. So well done, Foxanne. We've got a minor defect I need to sort out. There's a ball joint dust cover severely deteriorated. It seems to have come off slightly, so we'll have a look at that. Brake pipes is not happy about. They are in need of replacement, I must admit, so we'll get that done. We'll have to get the parts ordered up. And one of the tyres is iffy. It absolutely is, and but not as bad as the one I've got in the back. That one's awful. And one of the wheels is corroded. He didn't like the look of that, and I can't say I blame him. So yeah, nothing that stops me getting to Bromley. But yeah, I have got a to-do list. But first part of the to-do list is get home. Oh, she starts so well. Right, I'm going to open the window a bit because we've just had a right pour down. This is a Citroen Diane window catch, and it's broken. I won't be opening the window. I'll open that one instead. There we go. Right, all the fun of reversing in a car with no rear vision. I'm going to fit my reversing camera, I think. That seems slightly out of place. And yeah, we should go back home. Good times. So yeah, I want to look at the brakes. The brakes passed, but learning about blind spots. Oh, hello, you're not even looking. Well, there we go. We're just back from the MOT. The steam train's chuffing away in the background. Foxanne is soaking wet. The paint seems to be staying on, so that's all good. We've got plenty to do. There's a lot to do. I forgot about the fan belt. The fan belt is loose, so it's not spinning the fan up to speed. That was fun coming up the big hill on the way back. She was getting a bit warm. Ignition timing needs checking, which I can do now the engine's in and all good, and I'm happy that it won't overheat while I'm doing that. So that's all good. She's generally kept very good temperature, fine on the ramp, even though the idle's a bit high. So the idle needs to come down. The ignition timing probably needs to be tweaked up a bit, I think, but I'll do it properly with a strobe. I will just go through the brakes a bit more, grease the prop shaft, change gearbox oil, change the diff oil. I don't have either of those items in stock. I should have got those when I was at the shop earlier for oil for the Matiz. Yeah, there's always something. Yeah, it's looking good for the weekend, and I've got a few days to sort things out. That tyre has been regarded as dodgy. I'm quite tempted to get an entire set, to be honest. They're all quite old. See if we can find out how old this one on the front is. Yeah, they're old. So maybe I'll just treat her, now she's passed the MOT, to a full set of rubber. Let's see. But yeah, generally it's good times, and I'm wearing my celebratory Foxanne t-shirt. These are not available at the online store yet. They will be making their debut with the mugs at Bromley Pageant this coming weekend. Hopefully we will be there. It's certainly taken a step in the right direction, and then we'll get them online once we're back from Bromley and things have settled down a bit. So yeah, the store will be offline this weekend just while we do Bromley. Yeah, fun times. So yeah, thank you Foxanne, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe before you go. Don't forget all the Hubnut merch can be found at hubnut.org, quite conveniently. You'll find a link to the merchandise and support options, and there's Patreon and all these good things. But generally, I have Reliant Fox, it works, I am chuffed to bits. So thank you for your support, thank you for your comments, even the negative ones about the paint and me painting with emulsion, that's fine. It's all been part of the learning experience, it's all been good fun. And I shall say, yeah, I've already said thank you very much. So yeah, I won't say that, I shall say farewell, that's what I'll say. I'm a bit overexcited, bit giddy. And yeah, we shall see you in future videos and at Bromley Pageant if you're going to be there. Farewell.